What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of Off the Chain. This is episode number 4. We're doing it live and direct so I can bring it to your neck. We got T Will, Cliff Martin, Mindful, Poly 1123. What's good, people? Crypto Wallet in the house. Go ahead and call that hotline number that's on the screen, people. We're going to get started here shortly. John Hill in the house. T Will said he's never seen me hit the cigar. I'm always hitting the cigar, man. I got a Trinidad today, a Cuban. It's like a short Lancero. I don't know the actual name of this one, but what's going on? What's good? What's good, fam? Like my man Ozzy said. What's up, fam? John Hill, man, I appreciate the support, man, for the super chat there, John Hill. We got actually 2 callers already in on deck. Callers, just hold on for a little bit. I'm going to get to you. I just want to get everyone in where they fit in. We got 43 watching right now. Again, thank you, John Hill, for the super chat. All the support is welcomed. Got 22 Cool Cat in the house. What's going on, man? Thanks, Cosmic. Yeah, man, I used to make beats, man. So this is one of my old archive beats I never did anything with, so said I would use this as the kind of the theme music. What's bracking, blood? Steve, what's going on, man? Oh, thank you for sending me all your EOS, which is 0. I like that. Much appreciated. You still spend some money on sending it. Alright, people, so let me fade this back a little bit and get cracking. So, what's going on? What's on your mind, people? This week has been rough. Of course, we all know that. But, you know, I just want you guys to keep stuff in perspective, man. We had a hell of a year in 2017. Like, if we did nothing this year, are you really shocked? Would you really be upset? Yes, the people who got in at the top, God bless your souls. Rest in peace. I send my sentiments and condolences. But this has been a ride, man. I mean, I've been in it for 5 years. It has been a ride. I saw someone say they got into Litecoin at $5. I got into Litecoin at 55 cents, man. So just because you got in and where you got in doesn't mean everyone else did. So it's a lot of people that got in years ago. Not a lot, I shouldn't say that, but you have to be patient and really understand that you shouldn't be in it for the speculation. I know many of us are. It's tempting. It's, you know, like my man said here, he said, John Hill said he's been in since 2012. Exactly. Like the vets know, man, like this is nothing. Oh my God. So I was going to go ahead and start with with some chart analysis and stuff, but since I have cats waiting on the line, I don't want to hold them up too long here. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the actually, I gotta pull up one thing before we get started, people. This is mandatory. Gotta pull my soundboards up. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, so we're gonna get right into it. We got some callers on the line. And let me just cue those people up real quick. All right, so caller on the line. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Talk to me.
Yeah, this is Greg in San Antonio.
San Antonio. What's going on, Greg? How are you, man?
I'm
sick to the stomach.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do the right thing, man. Trying to do the right thing every day is very difficult.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm just typing your name in, so hopefully it will save next time you come in. So what's on your mind, man?
I've been following your friends for a while. I haven't paid too much attention to your channel until recently.
Okay.
And I appreciate what you do, and I respect what you do and where you're coming from.
Appreciate
thank
it,
you,
brother. Yeah, man, appreciate it. Did you want to talk about anything, or are you just calling in for a shout out?
I just want to give love to everybody in the space.
Yeah.
And wish the best for everybody.
Yes, indeed. Positive thoughts, positive energy is what we need. We need to come together. Stop fighting.
Yes.
You know, this coin, that coin. What the hell are we doing, man? Like, really? Are we really gonna do that? We you know, we're trying to get to this space was created for us to get away from the bankers, the cabal, and we got infighting going on. So it's retarded, man.
Yeah. I can understand a lot of people's perspectives. I see that there's in the future with Bitcoin, there's a lot of things that could happen, just like with this Mt. Gox debacle. That was just a few thousand coins that caused everything to get to the point it is right now.
Do we really think that the governments around the country, the central banks around the country, do we really think they're just going to let us just let this thing flourish and allow us to just go on our merry way and have our own banks and do this and do that and have our own, no, they're not. So that's why I want people to change their mindset from, ooh, how much can I make, to, ooh, I'm in this for a change. Like we're making a statement.
I've given away everything more than once for a positive change.
Right.
And when it comes down to it, it's all about love in this world. And there doesn't seem to be too much going around these days.
No, it's not, man.
I've given everything I could, and it hurts bad not to see any reciprocation of it. It's very difficult. I've been contacting your friends for a long time.
Who are my friends? I'm trying to,
like Uncle Cliff and the people in the group that you deal with, as far as media content creators.
I don't have too many. I don't call people friends. So Cliff is definitely a friend. I talk to him. Nick from True Blitz. Okay, my peers. Okay, I got you. Yep. Yeah, I have acquaintances, but I don't have too many friends, man. But yeah, definitely. I don't. So you've been reaching out to people and they haven't been reaching back to you, or what? Cliff is busy, so Cliff, don't expect anything from Cliff.
Yeah, I understand, Big Cliff. I think it'd take an act of God to change all this. I'm telling you, man. It's a scary thought, man. it's been weighing on my mind for a long time, brother. And I just there's so much out there that's already built up, and as far as the system that's already in place. And like you said, you don't see them just get handed it over very easily.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I was just calling to get another perspective, because I'm just a single human on this earth, just like everybody else.
Right.
And I don't have control over myself, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
But
I feel you, man. So, do you still when did you get into crypto?
I got into crypto last year.
Okay.
I started with Ethereum until I figured out for myself, or through help of other people in the space, that it was just it was pre-mined too much, that it couldn't. It's not good.
Okay, so if you have time, man, either stay on the line. I want to get to this other caller because they've been waiting for a minute. I do want to still talk to you though, so I don't know if you have time to sit tight, or.
I have time.
Okay.
I have time. Sir.
Okay, so stay on the line for me, okay? Caller on the line. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Talk to me.
What's going on, Blood?
What's going on? What's good? Where you calling from?
Just calling in. It's Cliff from Niagara Falls.
Cliff. All right, Cliff. What's going on with you today, man?
Just wanted to talk about the Abra deal with Litecoin.
Okay. What are your thoughts about it?
I think everyone's sleeping on that, because that's the first time Litecoin's been used in a smart contract form. So,
yeah, that's coming, and I think Cliff talked about that, right?
He might have, yeah.
Yeah, man.
And I think CryptoKitties is not going to crash Litecoin. No,
it won't. It's programmed in a different way. I don't think it will either. So that's great to see. Honestly, Bitcoin was back in the early days. Those things and concepts about having smart contracts and stuff on Bitcoin were being thrown around as well. So it's possible, and it's great that Litecoin is doing it. Definitely.
Yeah, I think they're going to steal Ether's thunder this coming year. I think we're going to see the flappenings, the Bitcoin Cash,
flippening,
Litecoin taking over. We need a term for Litecoin taking over Ether.
Right, no doubt. Nah, Ether, man, I don't know. I don't know how usable Ethereum will be in real world applications.
Yeah, it's going the way of the buffalo.
Right. So anything else, man? I agree with you. I definitely agree with you on that one.
No, that's it, man. Just wanted to bring that point up.
Okay, great, man. I appreciate the call. And what do you guys think about Ethereum or Litecoin taking Ethereum's spot with the advent of smart contracts? What company was that? They did a deal with who again? Sounds like he's off the line. Okay, I'm going to get back to you guys. I have the phone number on the screen. 669-900-6833. 169-861-119 is the code. I got it on the screen. I tweeted it as well. Greg, hold on for a second. I got another caller here. Caller on the line. It's your boy Crypto Blood.
Crypto Blood, what's happening?
What's going on, man? Who's calling?
Georgia.
Say that again.
Chaos calling in from Georgia.
Chaos, what's going on, man? You called in before, haven't you?
Yeah. I talked to you. I think it was the first show.
Yeah. What's going on, man? What's your take on this market, man?
Oh, I'm numb to it. I'm like a dope fiend now. I'm numb to it. I know it'll eventually come back.
Yeah.
I don't. Every day I wake up, I take a look at the price, and You know,
shake your head and just keep
go
it
do
moving.
something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the first time I've been in one this bad. I got into it. Bitcoin was like $453. That's when I bought my first one.
Okay.
So it was of course, it was a steady, a good ride since then. You know, I never remember it being this bad.
What year did you get in? Was that 2016, early 16, something like that?
I think it was. I believe it was like May or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think it was about May. You know, and ever since then I was buying like every week.
Mm-hmm.
I was buying putting up some in every week, but I know eventually it'll go back up. So
yeah. Well, hopefully, are you a Bitcoin maximalist, or are you into other coins as well, other crypto assets?
No, I don't have any Bitcoin. Okay. I had about 7 of them at one time. Then I put all into the alt. So that's what I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't do. But I got some other people into it. I got this one cat. He spent like 110 grand. You know what I'm saying? I help him put it in various altcoins. Mm-hmm. He on me, calling like every once in a while. Hey man, what this thing gonna do? I said, hey, I don't know. It's going down right now, but keep holding on.
Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to my boy John App earlier about that. He was like, I know you're good, you're calm about the situation, but how are you feeling? He was asking me how do I feel about all of the individuals, family members that finally got in last year. And so on and so forth. And I was like, you know what? I don't feel burdened by where they are. They actually should still be up, but no one should really feel burdened because, well, first you should have told them that this is very risky. You shouldn't be using money. You should be using discretionary money that you don't need tomorrow to pay rent. And so if you choose to take additional risks over and above that, then you got to suffer the consequences if things go south, So I think in the long run, like you said, I think things are going to be on the up and up, but it's going to be a battle. I was telling the other caller, you can't possibly think they're going to just allow you, they meaning central banks, governments around the globe, you can't possibly think they're just going to allow us to flourish in this new economy without a fight. You know what I mean?
No, you got to expect them to fight back. If you out there mess with somebody and you punch them as that.
Right. But with that comes casualties. You know what I mean? When you go to war, there's casualties. Mm-hmm. So,
right.
It's going to happen, man. You're going to have coins disappear or go near zero. You're going to have tokens obliterated. You're going to have all this type of stuff happen. But if you're in it for the right reason, you're going to keep fighting forward for the common goal, which is to free ourselves from the central banks, in my opinion.
Right. I think the only regret I do have is I didn't take my profits at the top and then get back in at the bottom.
Oh, that's hindsight. No, you can't do that. You'll never do that. You'll never get out at the top. If you do, those are most likely people that it was just luck. It was just timing was consequent. The circumstances were just lined up to where they got out at the top. You know what I mean? So you'll never be able to do that. That's why I always preach on my channel. You dollar cost average in and you dollar cost average out. Take a little of your profits every month. Take a little off the top. That's how you stay sane.
Yeah, you got to stay sane because these cryptos will have you rocking back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Hey, let me ask you a question. What you got Matt Kaiser so giddy for? You know
man.
On him and
you know what? I've been Max has been following me. To my surprise, I've been following Max for 7-8 years plus, man. Right? But Max started following me and commented on one of my videos last year, maybe around August. And he's like, yo, I like this guy. Oh, because I was talking about Peter Schiff. Him and Peter go at it all the time. And I was going in on Peter like, man, this guy Peter is so smart. I used to respect his father. I can't believe he's still, you know, anti-Bitcoin and this and this and that. And so I think that kind of got the attention of Max Kaiser, and he's been a follower. And he was actually, I was supposed to meet up with him when he came. He was doing his dash across America, and they ended up not coming to Detroit. But I did link up with him in Miami, him and Stacy, his wife, Stacy Herbert. So yeah, those are my peeps, man.
All right, then, man. I'm gonna let you get back to the other guy. You know, see if we can bring him back.
I'm telling you, man, this guy sound like. Yeah, we're gonna talk to him. We're gonna talk to him.
Yeah, tell him I'm gonna burn some sage for him tonight, though.
Yeah,
we gotta get him back in.
Do that, bro. Do that for sure. Okay, man. Thanks for the call, Chaos. All righty.
All right.
Call on the line. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Talk to me. Where you coming from? What's your name? Who you with?
Hey, what's going on, Crypto Blood?
How are you, man?
Hey, what's up, bro? It's Mike from LA.
Mike from LA. West Side.
Yeah.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, man. Hey, just first off, just want to say appreciate everything you're doing. You know, one of the things I really appreciate about your channel in particular is it's a intersection between hip hop and cryptocurrency.
Absolutely.
And with that said, I was wondering if you were aware of Nipsey Hussle.
Absolutely.
And sort of his thoughts on cryptocurrency and how, you know.
I reached out to him. Actually, it's funny you say that. I reached out to him a week and a half ago. I'm trying to get him on the channel. Channel, but my channel is so small, man. But hey, I always shoot for the stars. So no pun intended there. But yeah, I reached out to him, and I'm trying to get him on and talk, you know, hip hop, the culture, cryptocurrencies, getting, you know, the little man in the game, and how he's doing that and trying to do that. He's got a few initiatives that he's working on. It's just not crypto. He's got like an incubator and a what do you call those co-working spaces. Yeah, man. So I'm trying to get him in there, definitely. Man. I'm trying to get him on here. So if you have any contacts, definitely please put me in touch with them if you do.
No, just a fan, you know, recognizing the connection there. But yeah, man, you know, with the internet and stuff, giving accessibility to you know, disadvantaged communities to be able to participate in something like this. So it's, you know, I think people with a platform like that, if they could reach out to other folks, you know, we could get educated about the space, and we can participate responsibly, you know, and make something for ourselves and for our own communities, and build generational wealth.
Exactly, bro. And we can eliminate the middleman, which is the bank. You know?
Yeah, most definitely.
And, you know, and
the gatekeepers.
The gatekeepers, and start funding our own projects and initiatives and all that stuff, man. It's just not. You sound like you may be Latino.
Actually, I'm Samoan.
Samoan. Okay. So,
yeah.
Still a minority. So it's, you know, it's all minorities that we that I believe cryptocurrencies can help, as well as, you know, the majority. So it's definitely something that we need to spread the word about.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, appreciate what you're doing, and much love. Keep it going, and you know, I'll try to get more people on, and you know, point in this direction, because it's a vehicle that people can relate to and are comfortable in around our community. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. Absolutely, man. I appreciate the support. You guys make this channel what it is, so I'm very appreciative to hear that.
All right, Crypto Blood. Much love, man. Take care.
All right, man. I'll talk to you. Let me get I got one more caller, but I want to get back to Greg from San Antonio. The number is on the screen for you guys if you want to call in and chat with me. I got another caller on here. Please be patient with me. I want to get back to Greg from San Antonio first. Greg.
Hello?
Yep, you there?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What would you like to talk about? I have a lot of answers.
You have a lot of answers. No, I just want to, I just get the vibe that you're kind of upset at the current environment as far as cryptos, maybe from a price perspective. Is that what I'm gauging?
I see some faults in it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that it has it's from the heart, and it could be done righteously, and it could give freedom to the whole world. And that's what I see. If you had one shot to do one thing in this world, what would you do?
Mm-hmm.
I try to give freedom to everybody.
Right. So do you believe that cryptocurrencies can help facilitate that?
I believe aspect of the blockchain could, that if it wasn't and couldn't be manipulated by the powers that be at this particular time,
mm-hmm.
is what I see. I see a couple of faults that could devastate it, and then have people shun away from it to where it wouldn't be looked as a vehicle to free us.
Right.
Just because they have their claws in it right now.
Yeah.
That's what I could see.
Well, we got to just keep spreading the word, Greg, and getting people involved and seeing the benefits of it, not just from a monetary or financial gain perspective, even though that's the easiest way to do it.
I'm not worried about money
mm-hmm.
at all. At all. I don't worry about that. I think love is more important than everything on this world, and freedom is a very, very close second.
Yeah, amen. I definitely agree with you there. So I appreciate the call in, bro. Let me get back to another caller here, okay? Call in next time as well. We'll talk.
Thank you, sir.
All righty. Caller on the line. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Talk to me.
Crypto Blood, it's Josh.
Josh calling from
Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha. All right,
sir.
Josh, man, what's going on? What do you want to talk about today?
Well, I got a few things. First, I want to say I really do appreciate your work, man. You got a solid channel here on YouTube, and I've reached out to you a few times in comments, and you've helped me out along the way. So I want to say thanks about that.
Oh, definitely, man. Definitely. I'm here for the community.
I actually was first introduced to crypto maybe like 2013, something like that.
Okay.
I remember I bought a couple coins. I bought some Litecoin and a coin called Fork Coin.
Fork Coin.
I bought. Yeah. I bought them off eBay, off a guy off eBay back in the day, and he kind of walked me through setting up wallets and all that stuff. And man, I lost interest over the years, and obviously I wish I had not.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of got into that, the gold and silver movement.
Yeah.
And, that kind of leads into one of my questions. I've seen over the years a lot of talking heads back in the day talking about, the $500-$600 silver and the $10,000 gold. And man, I seen a lot of, I felt that kind of over again in crypto. I think, people were seeing some sort of gains, and, people just focus on, the John McAfee $1 million Bitcoin and whatnot.
Yeah.
And, I guess I kind of want to just know your thoughts on that, like how you feel about maybe some of the pumping.
I think it's it really doesn't matter what I think, because it's going to happen. That's just part of the whole mania in new technologies, new industries, new you know what I mean? So that's a common thread when you have this type of growth. You're going to get that mania type of activity and behavior. So it's going to happen. It's something that you can't avoid, because it's basically part of our, like, markets are just part of our human psychology, how we deal with emotions. So it's those types of stages of that. So it's going to happen, but you know, I don't know, man. I mean, I wish it didn't happen as much as it has, but the universe always corrects us and gets us back to that mean, and I think we're starting to get back there. Right. You know what I mean? I think we're starting to get back. A lot of the mania is gone. You can just feel it in the sentiment, right? Everyone on YouTube and, you know, all the pro traders, they done disappeared, and, you know, all the pumping and stuff. So I think we're starting to even out and kind of revert back to the mean. And so I think that's a good thing, you know?
Yep, I agree. You know, I think about it often, man, because, you know, Coinbase was allowing that credit card deal. You know, people are getting in at 15, 17, 19, and my heart just goes out to them, you know, because they're like, man, you know, I'm behind in my 401k. I'm not where I want to be in life, you know, and people have a little line of credit, you know, and they kind of chase the stars, and my heart just goes out to them sometimes, you know. And
yeah, my heart goes out to them as well. But that's part of the that's what markets do.
For sure.
You basically. If I'm buying anything, right? It doesn't matter what asset. If it's equities, if it's equity is a totally different thing, and I don't even want to go into why that's different. But let's just say, you know, in cryptos, if I'm buying anything, that means the person on the other side believes we're at the top.
Yep.
You know? So
for sure.
That's just how markets go, man, and that's why I say dollar cost average in. If you got 20,000 you're throwing in, don't buy all 20,000 at $20,000 Bitcoin. You buy, you know, and this is not financial advice, this is trading. This is trading techniques. You know, you buy a quarter at you know, 20,000 or whatever current price is. Wait a little bit. If it dips lower, buy some more and kind of get in, scale into your position.
For sure. I got just one more question for you.
Absolutely. You're the only person in queue right now, so we're good.
Okay. Okay. I just, man, I've seen so much, you know, like the money from the average guy came in this last 6 months.
Yeah.
And, you know, we were all hoping on that big hedge fund money and all that.
Yep. It didn't come.
It didn't come.
Mm-mm.
And, you know, hopefully they're waiting on their entry, you know.
Yeah.
But how long in your mind does it take for that average investor to be like, you know, I got burned a little bit, or I made some money, I see this market correcting. How long before that money decides to maybe come back in?
I don't know, man. I wish I had a magic 8-ball to tell you. You know, I'm more reactionary. I kind of, when it comes to markets, I react. I don't try to be the head honcho and predict where stuff is going. But I can say this. I can give you general theories of mine. So hedge funds are normally smart. Is normally smart money. So hedge funds usually buy in at the low. So, you know, wherever that low is, and I mean, if you look at the charts right now, I mean, we're right at my long-term trend line, man. I mean, we're right there. So if we can't hold this, it's going to head lower. And so I think when people get to the point where they're like, oh my God, I can't, like, $5,000 Bitcoin. Are you crazy? It was just at $20,000. That's when the greed kicks back in, but it needs to come all at the same wave. So you know, you got a lot of people in mass saying, "Oh my God, we're back at 5,000. I just saw it last year at 20,000. I gotta buy me some Bitcoin." And that's when the markets kind of turn around. So
that's a good point.
We've lost a lot of capital, man. We were at 800 billion.
Yep.
And now we're at
if you look at those Google searches and stuff too, man, it just died off.
It died off. And so that's my thing. Like, what do you think? I'm gonna ask you this. Like, at what point, like, the sentiment, when is it gonna turn around? Josh, when do you think sentiment is going to turn around in crypto space? Because there's good news coming out every day. It's not enough. It's just not enough to turn this market around. So what do you think?
Well, I think a lot of the money was, came in from the average Joe. I think, through November and December, I think a lot of that money that came in, I don't think that money really played with equities or anything,
Mm-hmm.
Like, you remember hearing how easy it is to get crypto now. You sign up on Coinbase, you enter your bank account, bam, you can buy crypto, and you get on Coinbase, you can buy three or four different coins, opposed to the average guy knowing he can make money in the stock market, but where do I go? There's thousands of stocks out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be a little longer bear than people think. I kind of...
It probably will be, man. Yep.
I look at, if you look at the long-term chart, it's always, something that seems catastrophic, and then it chills out for a couple of years, and until all the sellers have drained, and I don't think they are, man. I think there's a lot of people that got in October or November, that they're about even now, and they're like, man, the hindsight, I wish I would have sold at 20. And
you got to clear the markets. The markets have to clear out all of the weak hands. That's when it'll be over. That's when the bottom is. So, do I know when? No, I have no clue. There's no 8-ball, no magic. But that's from a theory, from a kind of like theoretical standpoint. That's when all the weak hands are out and there's no one left to sell, then all you'll see are the buyers buying.
Right.
And that from whatever baseline, wherever that is, that's when we'll start to move up in the markets.
Right.
So I'm hoping it's where we are right now, but it can go lower and it can stay lower. I've seen it. So yeah,
for sure. I don't know how much weight it carries, but I remember seeing the chart a few years ago. It's a logarithmic chart by a guy named Trololo, I think is how you say it.
Okay.
And you can just find it on Google Image too. Like, it just pops right up, and it's been pretty dang accurate for quite a while, and I see periods of overvaluation, and when the whole market as a whole is undervalued also, and it seems to ring pretty true so far. And it's 8 or 9 years in, but I kind of gauge off that a little bit too, because...
So what is he saying? Where is he saying the bottom is?
Well, he's, according to his chart, around November and January, we were about, if I recall, we were about 400 or 500% overvaluation.
Mm-hmm.
And if you kind of look back on times of that chart, after the correction, we were about, you know, the bottoms were maybe 50% below what it should be. And it's a real interesting chart, man. And the guy's name is like a Trololo, crypto logarithmic chart, I think is how you say it.
Okay.
But it's pretty interesting, man. And
my only thing
it's
about
pretty accurate.
Yeah, my only thing about valuations though is like what are we have nothing to compare Bitcoin to give a baseline for a valuation. It's just, you know what I mean? It's like anyone. I do remember Trace Meyer having a very good kind of proprietary way he's doing evaluations on Bitcoin, and I think he's keeping that a secret. But yeah, this is difficult, man. You can't use your traditional ways and methods of trying to find where equilibrium is for Bitcoin or any of these cryptocurrencies. But I got a couple more people on the line, Josh. I appreciate the chat, and make sure you definitely like the video for me.
For sure. Crypto.
All you people out there.
It, man.
Yeah, thanks, Josh from Omaha. Thank you for calling in, man. Everyone, before I move on to the next caller, please like and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. So let's get this other caller on the line. Call on the line. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Who's calling? Where you calling from?
What's up? What's up, Blood? Don Heckman, West Virginia. How you doing?
Don, how are you, sir?
Hey, doing fine. I just wanted to comment, say, I mean, despite the bear market right now, I'm myself bullish as ever. Like you said, we got good news coming out every day. Litecoin's got that huge news with Abra. Wanted to get your take too. Did you catch that congressional hearing this week? I think it was Wednesday.
No,
they had a panel of 4.
Yeah, fill the viewers in about that. I did not catch it.
They had a panel of 4 people. One was the legal counsel for Coinbase.
Okay.
And
I heard a little bit about that.
I think the other 3 were attorneys of some sort. But one was like one dude was I think he was on the board for Zcash or Z Classic, I think. But he was a lawyer too, or no, he was a lawyer, I think. But anyway,
and the Coinbase guy was like getting at, kind of going at the government, the panel, or something like that.
Yeah, the four members on the panel were really, I mean, they were pro crypto in my opinion, and to me, all the congressmen seemed very receptive to the ideas of crypto, and the overall tone, kind of like the last congressional meeting we saw, the overall tone I thought was very receptive, and they said, like, it had a sentiment of if we're going to regulate this, which we are, we've got to do it right, because if we don't, these companies are going to go elsewhere and make other countries money and jumpstart their economy. So I thought the congressmen were pretty, other than one guy who was absolutely not having it, Mr. Sherman. But there was another guy too, Emmer, out of I want to say Minnesota, was his state he was representing. He basically came out and was screaming, "I don't even know why government's getting in this at all. They need to stay out."
That's the person that I heard about. Yep, I heard about that guy talking about that. Like, government needs to stay out of the way. Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, I'm just saying myself. I don't care how low we go. I'm bullish as ever. When the government says we recognize these and we got to regulate it and we got to do it the right way, I mean, that's extremely positive. And to your other caller's point, and your point, when you were saying, when does this all turn around? I feel like, I mean, you were in the real infancy stage, but we're still in that infancy stage. It's not easy for anybody to jump on and get some Ether, go over to any exchange they want. I mean, things as hard as Ether Delta and getting on Binance. There are easy ones out there, but what I'm saying for the regular common guy that never invested, myself, I never invested any stocks, nothing. I saw crypto and I saw a free market, so I jumped in. But it's still hard for people to get in.
Absolutely, and so, man. And Nick and I have a. I'm sorry to cut you off. Nick and I,
no, go ahead.
We're going to be publishing tomorrow on the blockchain or Block Party Podcast, the guests that we have on tomorrow, we talk about that. Like, it really, honestly, is still a barrier to entry for people.
It sure is. And even with it being hard, there's no one out there in the mainstream telling anyone how to do it. So even though it's hard, the information still has to come and find you. It's not public knowledge, even, just to average Joe. You got to have someone tell you, hey, get into cryptos. Then you got to go and you got to figure out how, or ask that person. And to that point, I kind of look forward to the Pillar wallet. Even though I think their quote unquote grandma wallet isn't coming till fall at least. I mean, I think that's going to be a really nice tool to help the everyday person get in easily.
Right. Once those on-ramps are completed for the average person, non-techie individual to acquire cryptocurrencies, man, it's over.
Right.
It's over.
Right. And speaking too on the bullishness, right. On the bullishness too, you've got mainstream media talking about this. A couple months ago it was a minute here, then it was 5 minutes, then it was 10 minutes, then it was one segment a week. Now it's a few times a week. You're seeing it on CNBC, and they got a crypto expert on there. And here's my thing: call it conspiracy minded or what have you, but that's what I call a public rollout, because these people aren't allowed to just be out there talking about anything. I mean, in my opinion, they're fed some topics, and someone said, hey, it's okay for you to have a crypto segment.
Correct. Yeah, so I agree.
That's my opinion. I'm bullish as ever, and I don't know if the Mt. Gox thing was responsible for this thing. Partly, I don't know, but sentiment is definitely crushed right now, and we've seen it all before, so I got no problem holding it out.
How long have you been in crypto, man?
Early 17. I got in March 17, and I've been trying to get on for, I don't know, about 6 months prior to that, but the wife, she just couldn't see buying imaginary currency. So that took a little bit of, and that's the thing I see with a lot of guys, a lot of my coworkers, they can't get the wife on board because it's imaginary money. But for me, when Bitcoin passed 1250, which was an ounce of gold at the time,
that was critical.
I told my wife, I said, look, I'm buying this, okay? Because I'm a gold bug myself, and I said, if this is going to be more than gold, then this is a real thing.
Watershed moment. I'm telling you that, honestly, I think personally that was when, like, on the low, like, that was when Bitcoin got its real validation. I really do. Like, once we passed gold, I think even your pros, like on Wall Street and stuff, when they saw that, I think that's when people really started to take Bitcoin seriously. So yeah, and it's funny that you got in kind of right after that, so that makes sense.
Oh, you can't ignore it. I'm just sitting there, and that's another point I have for your viewers who may not be as bullish or confused. Every day cryptos don't go to zero is another day lending them credibility, because we can get government to come in here and just say it's illegal to buy, sell, trade these things. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not going to happen, it's not right, but they could. Government could come in and say that, but they don't. Right. So every day these things are still alive and kicking. It's another day that lends credibility and says these things are here to stay. They ain't going away.
Hey, man, I agree with you there, Don.
So anyway, just wanted to reaffirm that for anybody who's questioning, just hodl them coins, and we'll get through this one too.
Yep, we sure will. Don from West Virginia, appreciate the call in, brother.
Oh yeah, no problem. Talk to you.
Have a good night. All righty. All right, people. So the number, let me put that back up there for you. The number is 669-900-6833. And there's the code there, 169-861-119. I'm going to stay on for about another 30 minutes, so you guys make sure you call in. So, great calls tonight. I appreciate all of the support, those who called in. And the sentiment is definitely, people are still have faith. I think a lot of us may be discouraged right now. but look at this as an opportunity to get new people in that really didn't want to get in at such high prices. We can possibly, finally say, hey, you can throw some money at it, forget about it, make sure it's discretionary money that you don't need for your bills and rent for next month, and just stash a little away. And like the caller said, and I've been talking about for a while, once the barrier to entry comes down, which I think will happen in 2018, a lot of these ICOs are going to make that possible. We are going to see an influx in capital, and that's without even your institutional funds coming in yet. So you can just imagine when those monies start coming in. So let me see, we got a caller on the line here. Let me get him on. Caller on the line, it's your boy Crypto Blood. Talk to me.
What up, CB? It's 2020 from VA.
2020, cool cat. What's going
yes,
on,
sir.
bro?
How you doing, sir?
Your team got spanked, bro. What's going on?
It's funny, man. Times like these, I think people miss the aspect of just like health and wellness, man. You go sick just looking at the screen all day, so you just got to kind of do what you got to do, whether it's the gym, take a nature walk,
right.
Hit the L or whatever it is, man. It's just
balance,
kinda,
right?
Don't look at it. It's balance, because a lot of us are just so desperately looking for this transition, but a lot of it's human nature and patience.
Yeah, man.
We want instant gratification.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up, because this stuff can be very toxic to us. Stress can be very toxic to us. So, again, I think the best way, I know we don't want to hear this. I know we want to put as much money as we can into the game so we can get as much reward. But that comes at a cost, man. It comes at a cost.
Absolutely, it does. But it's just like a lot of us, I'm sure a lot of people in their 9-to-5s, though, don't want to be in their 9-to-5. So there's a true vested interest in just being like, let's get this shit on with it, man. Let's get on the road with this transition, because a lot of us who've been quote unquote red pilled for X amount of years are just desperately waiting for this thing to happen. But it's just patience, man. It's just instant gratification. Especially here in the U.S., man, we want our milk and cookies now. So, I just want to call to say to you, and everybody else listening who's kind of down, just go to the gym or get away from your computer. Just enjoy time with your family, because it's gonna be busy once this shit pops.
Yes,
so,
yes, indeed, man. Thank you for the words of encouragement for everyone watching. I stand behind that for sure. Those are good words. Definitely got to keep everything
listening too.
Yeah, everyone else listening.
Anybody else listening too, it's just going to have to be a matter of people have to come up with some health and wellness crypto funded projects. So that's maybe something else to look in, because whether you're on the C60 or not, you're going to have to take care of yourself.
Right. Yep, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
All right, that's all I got to say, man. Just want to keep saying, just keep doing what you're doing. We really love what you're doing, and we support you, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the call in.
No problem.
All righty.
Yep.
All right, people. So, yeah, those are good words from 22 Cool Cat, man. Got to keep everything in perspective and, balance everything out if you can. I know it's easier said than done. But, and again, I just have to reiterate, I think it's easier to do if you're not using money that you need. That stress kind of it'll ease your stress, and you'll be able to sleep at night. Call in 669-900-6833. The code there is 169-861-119. And I had some articles queued up for us as well. I guess we can start going over those and kind of discussing that while we wait for a few more callers to check in with me. The first article is out of I think CoinDesk. I haven't sourced an article from CoinDesk in a while, but this article is out of CoinDesk, and the title is New York Power Providers Cleared to Hike Rates for Crypto Miners. And really, to me, what this is, I'm calling this a crypto. This is a crypto assault. This is a crypto assault. So this is an example of government looking to how they do. They only know one way to do it, and that's to tax us. They're allowing these energy companies to go ahead and hike the rates on crypto miners. Is that fair? Let me know what you guys think about that. It says here crypto. Actually, I'm going to read this one here. Cryptocurrency mining firms in the state of New York may be looking higher utility bills following ruling from the Public Utilities Regulator. So in an announcement from the New York State Public Service Commission on Thursday, its chair said that upstate municipal power authorities are allowed to change higher electricity use for cryptocurrency mining businesses starting in March, or from March going forward. It goes on to say here, according to the announcement, the NYMPA said that while some mining firms in the area make up for 33% of the municipal utility load, they have few associated jobs and make little to no capital investment in the local community. What do you think about that? I mean, they do bring a good case there. I'm not going to lie, because these mining rigs, these mining setups, they don't need too many people. Maybe some network engineers, one hardware engineer or something like that. And, they're not employing too many people. But hell, that's the way of the future, right? Technology. I was talking to my family about this earlier this evening. We had a get together at the crib, and I got a call on the line. I'll get to him in a second. I got actually two now. So guys, just hold on while I get this point out. But technology is a gift and a curse. Yeah, it's great. It makes costs of things go down, makes it more, life more convenient for us. But what is that it's at the mercy, or we lose human capital from doing that, from innovation and more technology becoming more efficient. So that's what's going to happen. So I think this is one example of just technology, yet another example of technology eliminating human capital and the need for humans to really do any work around here. So let me see who we got on the line here. Call on the line. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, Crypto Blood? It's Brian Jones again. How's it going, man?
Good, Brian. How are you today?
Pretty good. Yeah, I just wanted to, kind of just share some thoughts. I know, like, a lot of people, are kind of down and out with the markets, but, I'm not sure when they got in, but, I mean, if you just look at, say, February 6th, the bottom was like 5,861, and we're like $1,800 above that, so in my opinion, I mean, I'm looking at the charts, and I know where I think I know where crypto is going long term, and I think, like you said, at the end of the day, maybe step away from the computer, get your workout on, things like that to keep your mind off it.
Exactly, and that'll get you from panic selling as well.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because it's so easy for people when they don't have money in the market to say, oh yeah, sell high, buy low. But then when their money is in the market, their emotions become attached to it, and that's definitely one thing really successful traders are good at is for the most part being able to detach themselves from the emotion and sell into the greed and buy into the fear.
Bro, that is the number. Like, you want to know the difference between a pro and a amateur, Brian, in trading? It's simply that. It's nothing else.
Right.
They've eliminated, they've desensitized themselves from the markets. That's it, man. Right. But the problem is, it takes years to do that. I always talk about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It takes a long time to
Right.
get to that point. So,
Yeah.
you know, you go from, it sounds like maybe you're a trader, but you go from, you know, trading, doing back testing, right? You're just kind of trading your whatever strategy you have, you're kind of back testing it. That's one thing. And then you go to the next thing is a demo account. And you trade that, right? And you get good. You're like, oh yeah, I got this, you know, whatever. Then from the demo account to the real money is when your emotions kick in.
Right.
Now you're dealing with real money, and so that's where most people fall off, and they don't get past that part.
Yeah, and you're definitely right. You know, and I think one of the best recommendations that you made is you know, play. It's just play with money that you can afford to lose. Kind of like that cliche term that everyone uses, probably because it's true, right? You know,
It's true.
don't put, don't gamble your rent money or, money that you can't afford to lose, because, no one, no one knows the timing of the market. And anyways, all the money that I have in there is money that's saved up and treat as an investment.
Right. Yeah, man, you're right, Brian. That's it, man. That is it. You got to play with money that you don't necessarily need right away. That will ease everything for you and kind of tame those emotions. So.
Right.
And,
exactly.
I know we all got. I mean, we've all done it. I've done it. We've all done it. So, if that's the case right now with people, just make this a lesson to learn from.
Right. Definitely. Well, yeah, and also, kind of to switch to the brighter side of things, we've been in a, the market's been downtrending for, quite some time, and all I want to say is when the bulls take over the territory and we start to have our next run up, whenever that is, I think it's going to be, quite a good pump. All I'm trying to say is when we go over the last high of 20K or whatever it was, I think it's going to be a pretty good number.
Yeah, no doubt, Brian. And I don't know if you can see my screen right now, but I just want people to look at this.
I'm back at it.
Okay, look at this screen, man. Like parabolic. I know I got all these writings on here, but parabolic, man. So people, you gotta keep things in perspective. Like I saw someone saying we've been down for 3 months or so. When is this gonna end? 3 months?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Like that's no time.
Right.
So
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and you've been in the market a lot longer than I have. I've only been following your channel for probably a couple months, like I mentioned last time. But
yeah.
So you were saying that you got in like 2013. Is that what I heard you say?
March of 2013.
Damn, dude. Yeah. So for someone like yourself, I can only speculate from the research I've done at that time. But yeah, for someone like yourself, this is nothing as far as the bear market, quote unquote.
This is not even a bear market. Like 3 months.
Right.
Man,
right.
not at all.
Nothing.
Not at all. So I just want people to understand that. But it doesn't I can preach that all night, man. Because I didn't get in at 10,000 or 20,000. You know what I mean? So I'm not down 50%, 60%. So I can say that all night. But that it's all relative to where you got in. So.
Well, yeah, and just one more point that I do want to bring up is, for even those people that, did buy at the top, like most people do their first time around, is, the markets are going to rebound. It's never gone to zero,
No, I won't go to. It's too much capital invested into this space for it to go to zero. It'll never. I can safely say that it'll never go to zero. Too much capital.
Well, yeah, and you have 3 months is each time it dips, it spends a lesser amount of time, on the dip. There used to be like a couple year, dips or bear markets.
Yes.
And the thing I also want to say is, a lot of people, so many people get fixed on the price, and I think so many people get fixed on the price, and it might be for, just not necessarily the wrong reasons, but you can tell they're just, they're in it solely for the speculation of it going up. But if for someone like myself and someone like yourself that, knows these technologies that are being developed behind it, like the Lightning Network for Bitcoin, things all, I'm not a Bitcoin maximist at all, but things like, Litecoin and, just EOS or EOS and some of these other ones, like, man, when the market picks up, it's definitely going to be a good tear. And, just all these technologies that are being developed are just, slow and steady wins the race. And what I see is you and the first caller mentioned kind of like the powers that be, suppressing and whatnot. And of course, like in my opinion, if the whole goal is to kind of go from one financial system to the next, of course they're gonna, try everything that they can to slow it down. But in my opinion, I don't think they'll ever be able to stop it. They'll only be able to slow it down to a certain degree.
There you go, man. I appreciate the call, Brian. You're speaking nothing but truth.
All right, man. Good talking, and have a good rest of your night.
All right, bro. All right. Guess what, people? We got a 313 number in this joint. Caller on the line.
That's right. What's up, Crypto Blood?
What's going on? Who's calling in?
Yeah, I was gonna tell you. Am I the first caller from the D?
First caller from the D, baby.
All right, sweet. So, yeah, man. I'm just looking at these charts, and Hassan, Hassan, Hassan. How you doing, man?
Good, man. Good. What's good? What we talking about?
So, a couple things. Number one, obviously, you got to talk about the price when everything's going down like this. But I also wanted to talk about, about maybe joining forces and doing a EOS block producing node. Since you're from the D, maybe we can join forces, man.
That'll be nice.
I'm a software developer, and
nice.
I'm a software developer, and I'm looking into it. But yeah, I mean, we can talk about that later. But let's just talk about Bitcoin right now.
Yeah, absolutely,
so,
man. That sounds good. Let's do that. We'll talk offline about that.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at it, and there's like two kinds of buyers that I see in this market. There's people that buy and they don't understand what this stuff is, and then there's people that buy and they understand what it is. And the reason we have all this volatility is because you're seeing people buy and sell based off of the price, and not off the technology.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what I've been trying to say. Yep.
But the people, if you just go look at where Bitcoin hits its bottoms, that's where all the smart money is buying. That's where all the people that actually understand what they're buying are getting in. Those aren't speculators. Those are investors, and those are people that have been waiting for the right time to invest. And so if you just draw a trend line, not looking at the parabolic curve, but if you draw where it hits its bottoms, you'll see another parabolic curve that's much larger. So if you just draw like a parabolic curve every time Bitcoin dips really hard and you see one of those big red candles, if you just draw a curve like that, you'll see a much larger trend that we're on, in my opinion.
Right.
Now, I'm not a financial advisor, but also don't buy high and don't sell drunk. That's the rule.
So, I like that. That. That's what's up.
All right. So how am I going to get in contact with you, man?
Hit me up. Are you on Telegram?
Yeah, I'm on Telegram.
Okay. Which? Well, I don't want to say. I don't want to have you do that on.
Yeah,
okay,
I guess.
Email me.
Do you have an email?
Email me at holla. HOLLA.
Okay.
@cryptoblood.io.
All right, perfect, man.
and we'll connect, man.
All right, we'll talk soon, man.
Okay, all right, man. Thanks, Hassan.
Peace out.
Yep. Caller on the line, it's your boy Crypto Blood. Talk to me.
Crypto Blood, what's up? This is Steve from Buffalo.
Oh, Steve. What's going on, Steve?
What's up, my man?
Have you called in
Just
before?
another day in paradise. No, I haven't. I listen here regularly, but no. Okay. No, sir.
All right, man. What's on your mind?
It's pretty simple. Like a lot of people have fear, and like I understand that, but we're basically just a banker a mess up away from adoption. So,
man, we haven't even talked about that. Good point. Yep, continue.
But that's just the truth.
Yep.
We have never had this happen before, where people have another option out. Exactly. I mean, yes, people have gold and silver, but that's also very manipulated. So we look at this from a first world perspective. But people in Brazil are used to corruption. People all over the world, Africa, you name it, they're used to corruption. Mm-hmm. So as time goes on, it's basically just a matter of time. So it's just about being patient. And it's very easy to think about, like us in America and being like short-sighted, because like we live, very well. But people around the world want an answer for the corruption like that they deal with. We don't really have that so much like in our faces every day, but it's just a matter of time. One more 2008 and it's over. So we're just playing that game. So like
we got a peak of that, Steve. I want to say in 2014 when Cyprus had its hiccup.
Right.
And Bitcoin doubled.
Yeah, that's a very small country, though.
Very small country.
That's a very small country.
Very small country.
Right.
There was almost no one, if you want to just look at it in comparison to today's crypto markets. It was basically no one in there in the crypto markets, and it doubled. And I'm like, yep, I can see that this is like this is what's going to happen in the future, but on a way bigger scale. So I agree with you.
Well, exactly. So once that anger ceases, once people can point the blame and they have a way out, it's over. And they can't help themselves. Mm-hmm. They will be greedy. They're always greedy. I mean, you can't blame them. That's human nature. But like people have an option now. So yes, like we're going to have to deal with the central banks. They can print money. We, got taken on the chin. It's very easy to like be in the moment and be like, oh my God, like I'm losing all my money. For like the new people like yourself who've gotten in a very long time, you've been through it. But it's just a matter of time, and there is no stopping it. Technology only moves forward. It never moves backwards. It's never going to move backwards. And the innovation will carry through the planet. There are a lot of people who are looking for a way out, and in due time, they will have it. As Anton Afanopoulos said, the kids born right now will never know
what a bank is,
what a checking account is.
Nope.
Like why would they? Who wants to wait 3 days? Why should you wait 3 days? Why should you have to wait for a money transfer or pay Western Union fees? It's ridiculous.
Or why should you get paid bi-weekly, weekly, monthly? I should be able to get paid daily, hourly. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
And even on top of that, when there's a holiday like in America, you don't get paid for an extra day on top of that. It's like, why? Like, you guys can't pay us the same day? Like, a holiday's coming. Mm-hmm. So it's just a matter of time. And it's very easy to get caught up in, holy shit, I'm losing my money. But long term, it's going to be what it's going to be, and they cannot win. So
what you drove it home great, man, in a great way. And this is what I'm trying to tell everyone is that very point. Like, look at it from that perspective, people. What Steve is talking about.
That's the only perspective. That is the only perspective.
You got to look at it that way. That way you're not.
There's no way around it.
Yeah. That way you're not taking short-term or making short-term decisions based on a small three month retracement bear market. You're gonna miss out on the opportunity of a lifetime. So,
and I understand like that, like the older generation. I think it's like the baby boomers. Like I don't expect them like to throw their money in. Like they've been preparing for like retirement. Yeah. But as our generation. I mean, I was born in 1985. I'm sure people range obviously like all over the place. Like those people that are comfortable, they have the money. That's how life and society works. You can't expect them to be like, oh, I'm going to throw 50 grand at this. Some will, but 95% of them won't. So as like our generation ages and the next generation comes up, it's unstoppable.
Yeah.
Technology moves forward.
Yep. Man, you said it, man. You guys listen to what he's saying. That is absolutely right. Appreciate the call in, Steve. I got another caller on the line. I'm going to get to them.
All right, later.
Okay, man. Guys, make sure you, before I take this next caller, make sure you guys call in for the last. I'm going to take maybe like, I don't know, whoever calls in the next 5 minutes. I'm going to take you, and that'll be it. We're going to wrap up episode number 5 of Off the Chain with Crypto Blood. Caller on the line. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Talk to me.
What's up, man? It's Pete from Wilmington.
Dave.
Anyways, I love this stuff and Clip High. And, man, all this good stuff, man. I tell you, I mean, the price of what's happening right now, I don't know. For me, that's really not what's important.
Right.
I mean, these people are in here and you got your money. Man, your money's going to come back. Look what it did in a year. Look at any investment you've made, what are you going to get back in a year?
Yeah,
it's not
especially
forward, and the freedoms are coming through with not just with the crypto scene. I mean, like, look what EOS and Dan Larimer's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Look at, even Google, they're they're not down with it because they got stockholders.
Yeah.
They got these people that just, I mean, they have to get paid with their commercials and their control. I mean, we're talking about real freedoms here that we've never experienced before.
Correct. What's your name again, man?
My name's Peter Davis.
Peter. Okay, Peter. Yeah, Peter, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, you're right, man. You're right. And that's been the common thread in tonight's live stream and I'm glad everyone who's calling in is reiterating my thoughts about where we are in the markets, man. Like, I know every day in my videos I do a market recap and look at the charts, but I just do that to just keep people abreast of what's going on. If they don't look, which is good, if they don't look on a daily basis or whatnot. But yeah, man, the price is not the main thing here, right?
If you get just dollar cost average, if you do that for like 700 days, what do you care? Doesn't matter.
Man, exactly.
Well, I mean, seriously, if you just do it every day, when you go buy your bubble gum or whatever, your pack of cigarettes, I smoke cigarettes and I buy fishing lures. I buy them every day.
Right.
And I go fishing. And I buy new saw blades and I cut wood with it.
Correct.
And I burn gas every day. But man,
I have more sympathy for the people who got in toward the end of the year for sure. But any of you people out there that got in early 2017, middle of 2017, y'all shouldn't be complaining one bit. I'm sorry. Stop the complaining and just focus on the goal. What we're all
about the price, or just keep on, or just hold, or I don't know. What about this hold and shit or whatnot? I mean, I'm a carpenter. I'm not fucking carpenter. And I don't know about all this stuff. But what I do know is, man, you just hold and you don't cut. You do not stop.
Don't stop.
And you tell anybody you can, and you just keep on going. And why not?
You're preaching, Peter. I appreciate
it. I mean, what else do you have to lose? Everybody's like crying, oh, I lost some money. Well, I mean, what are you in it for anyways?
Right. There you go, Peter.
I'm talking about. This whole thing is about some freedom, about the oppression and being enslaved by this system that we are all living in.
Yep.
We can cut any kind of ties on that just by a little nick.
There you go.
Then And now we're talking.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, and like just the stuff with like, I mean, I hate to keep going on about it, but this EOS stuff is blowing my mind, and now Hashcraft's coming out, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, what? We're talking about like serious stuff.
Serious stuff, and you know, we didn't get a chance to touch on Hashgraph tonight. We'll do that. I'll probably do that in detail next live stream next weekend. But that's you brought up a good point, man. Hashgraph is something we need to keep our eyes on.
You got something else to look forward to. Some other positive stuff in this world of darkness that we're living in.
Yeah.
You know, somebody else bringing something to the table that, you know, I can sink my teeth into and put my life on it. And you know what? I can put my wallet up on the table and nobody can get that.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I appreciate the call in, Peter from Wilmington. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for the support, man.
Yeah.
All right. All right, people. Yes. Call that number. I'm going to take a few more callers and then we'll close the lines. I do want to give a shout out again to my man John Hill for the super chat tip. I appreciate that. Much love to everyone. Maxwell Swanson, what's up, brother? And everyone else in the chat room. We have 126 people on the live stream right now. Make sure you guys hit that like button for me, please. Greatly appreciate it. So, yeah, man, I'm really liking the overall theme of tonight's discussions that I've been having with callers, and it's all aligning with how I feel about the markets. I think we just got to get back and reset on what the focus should be in regards to why we're in it. You know, it's to make money, of course, to make that principle appreciate. But if it's only about that, then we'll be shaken out by any type of manipulation that happens, whether it be from banksters or from big whales that are already in the markets. We'll be shaken out if we don't have a core reason and core belief behind why we call ourselves crypto people. So just keep that in mind, people. Call that number 669-900-6833, and the actual code is 169-861-119. Give me a ring. So what do you guys feel about this article? I didn't get a chance to get through any of the other ones, but this New York move to hike the rates for energy for these miners in New York State. I guess it's a good thing. I can see why they're doing it at least, but I don't know if they could have gone about it in a different way. Let me know your thoughts about that for sure in the chat rooms. The other article that I was going to talk about today was SEC, man. I've done 2 separate videos this week on the SEC, and they are really coming at us. And this kind of goes to the whole theme of tonight's talk. Why are you in it? The SEC, all these governmental agencies are going to really come at us hard, people. They're going to come at us hard, and it's going to affect the price. So you have to expect that. We didn't hear exactly what what agency Reggie had an encounter with. I don't know if it was this week or last week, but they told him to shut down his beta program because they felt like it was a public beta testing. These types of things are going to continue to happen to companies like Veritasium and others in the United States. So we have to be prepared for this. Most definitely, we have to be prepared for this. So, guys, definitely call in. Episode number 4. That's right. The 4th one. And tonight was nice, man. I really enjoyed myself again. The number is on the screen, 669-900-6833. Give me a call, people. So yeah, Reggie, man, a lot of people are still very bullish on him and his company, Veritasium. If he's really going to disrupt, I feel like, and I heard a person in my comments make this, and I was thinking this actually when I read the message that I received from within Telegram. I was like, man, I don't know if Reggie has dual citizenship with like Jamaica, but I think if he's gonna disrupt the way he plans on it, he's probably gonna have to move from the United States. His company, he's gonna have to organize in a different country. Just gonna be honest with you. We'll see what happens though. Call on the line. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Talk to me.
Blood, Don in West Virginia again, man.
Oh yeah, what's going on, Don?
Hey, you talking about the SEC? That congressional hearing this week, Wednesday. One of the 4 panelists, all the other 3 had been asked kind of about how to regulate security versus commodity from the SEC versus the CFTC.
Right.
And so all 3 panelists had been asked kind of what their opinion was. And this one dude, I want to say his name was Rosenblum, if I recall, but he used someone's time and said, would somebody please ask me? I'm dying, but I don't want to waste people's time because they had a time constraint. But he said, if someone could just ask me, I'd appreciate that. So next person comes in and asks, and so the basis behind it is they want to regulate these ICOs. The SEC wants to do it while they are offering a security, while they are in the stages of promising to produce a product in return for money, and then they want the CFTC to take over regulations after the product is mature and the product becomes a commodity.
Oh my God!
So that was their approach. And so this Rosenblum fellow, if that's his name, if I recall, he said that's a very thin line or gray area on when it's a security versus when it's a commodity. And he said, you're going to get a lot of complex products out here that are really going to blur the line. So he said, my recommendation is to regroup all of these ICOs under a more general, broad description rather than trying to apply them to existing rules, which is not going to work at all.
It's not. You're right, man. And I think, honestly, that's what's going to end up happening anyway. I think they're scrambling right now. They're just trying to do anything and everything they can do to just, make sure we don't feel like we got any freedom here. They don't want us to get ahead of ourselves. Right. So they're jumping on it just with what they have as frameworks to work with. But yeah, it's going to have to be its own its own regulation and entity for regulating. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's going to be the future. In my opinion.
Don't fit under any framework.
And
really I thought doesn't. It was kind of humorous because nobody really gave him the time of day after that comment, and I'm sitting here thinking, boom, that was like a mic drop moment.
Absolutely.
And nobody really seemed to understand what he was saying. But that kind of, I got a gut feeling that's a little bit of our sentiment problem right now in this market right now. Is everybody's kind of standing around to see what the government's going to do, because a lot of people are scared that the government's going to regulate this and it's all going to go away, so they're afraid to toss money in. But I just think that's one more small contributor to sentiment right now, is nobody knows where the government's going to land on this crap.
And I think that's the holdup for the institutional money. Honestly, I don't think I
would say you're right.
Right. I don't think it's for us little guys. We're not really caring about, we don't know which way the regulation, but for the big money, absolutely. Absolutely. So that's why we don't see the institutional funds coming in the way we should, or how we thought we should have seen it in late 2017 coming into 2018. I think institutional funds are really on the edge about it, and the ones that have jumped out there kind of ahead of everyone is going to they're already getting slammed. Subpoenas are coming down left and right. Now see the SEC is going after hedge funds, And so it's gonna be interesting, bro. It's gonna be
It sure is. Just wanted to share.
Yeah, I appreciate you calling back in for that. That's good info.
Oh yeah, later on.
Alrighty. All right, people. I'm closing the lines. We got two. Let me see here. We've got two callers on the line. These will be the last two callers for tonight. So let's get right to it. Caller on the line. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Talk to me.
Hey, can you hear me all right?
I surely can.
Fantastic. My name is Benjamin. I'm calling in from Minnesota right now.
All right, Ben. How are you? Are you cold up there in Minnesota?
It's actually been pretty nice lately. For us, nice this time of year is about 40, 50 degrees
Same
Fahrenheit.
here.
But
Yep.
hey, I'm calling in just because I've been looking at some of the charts long term here, and I don't know if you've looked into this one, but I pulled up the Bitstamp chart for Bitcoin versus the dollar.
Okay.
And I basically did a channel. I don't know. I think you said you're not necessarily so fond of doing channels, but I've just been looking. I went all the way back to like 2013.
Okay.
And then did a channel, and we'll see, like, say, back in the 2014, 2015 kind of downtrend, we got real overextended based off that channel. But then for pretty much all of 2016, 2017, we're in this nice channel going up, and then about June time period, boom, we blast off and go parabolic. So I've just kept extending that channel out to say like the very beginning of 2019, and it puts us somewhere between about 1100 and 3500.
Okay.
And so, you know, I'm just looking if, you know, just kind of, it's not necessarily worst case scenario because who knows what it could go down to, but I'm just looking at that thinking, you know, where does the smart money really want to get in? Because they set their price, you know, they're like, here's where we're at. This is what we need to get it down to. Now, will we get there? I don't know. I think I'm a little more bearish than a lot of folks. But yeah, I think it'll be real interesting to see where this thing's headed. So I just wanted to toss that out to anyone that's listening. Take a look at the log chart, see if you can find the channel that I'm talking about, and it makes a kind of interesting. Kind of an interesting play.
I saw someone else's channel. They did a channel as well, and but it didn't go back that far. I think it went from the highs of last year, 20,000. They did a channel down, and it coincides very closely to my long-term, long-term in this market, but long-term trend line. It coincides very closely to where I have mine. So
interesting.
Normally, this is
I'll
how
pull up your chart here tonight and take a look. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll have to try to find. They dropped it actually. They dropped their trading view link in the video today, I believe. So if you can find it in my video today, you'll see it. But perfect. I say all that to say, this is how markets work. So everyone looks at things differently, right? But what happens is if enough people's, because I don't look at other people's trading strategies, channels, and how they do their stuff, because I like to keep a clean conscience when I'm looking at the charts. But what happens is my TA and thousands of other people's TA, we may all not be on the same, we may not have the same TA, but those intersections where we do cross is where we see real floors and real support and resistance areas. So that's normally how it works. All the TA together collectively in the market, if we have those points of conflection or interjection or intersecting, I should say, that's when you have those powerful moves up. So that's interesting, man.
Got it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that idea, because that, it's so true. When all the technical analysis lines up in certain points,
oh man,
when people are
that's when it blasts off.
Yeah, sweet spot right there.
That's the sweet spot. Oh,
Got it.
That's how it works, man.
I think long term, the outlook is fantastic for all of crypto. I mean, this is an amazing space. Even back in 2011, 2012, I was, going on the Ron Paul train and the Fed, all this kind of stuff. I had no clue about these cryptocurrencies. No clue. Buying gold, buying silver, just sitting on it. And it's wild. And I learned about it in early 2017 at the urging of my father. And he is about 56 right now. So pretty interesting.
That's great, man.
That he was the one that got me into it. I'm like, thank you, Dad.
That's what's up, man. Is he still pretty active in it?
Say that again?
Is he still pretty active in the crypto stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Every day we're communicating. Not necessarily about price either. It's more about kind of the long-term strategies and what are we really going for? Because this, like I think a previous caller said, the price, all that, yeah, fantastic, whatever. But it's more about the freedom principles behind it that really attracted me to the space when I started to understand, okay, yeah, it's not just this internet money, whatever, right? Yeah. Just absolutely amazing. So I'm really happy, and I really appreciate what you do with your videos, and it's just fantastic education for everybody. So thank you for doing what you do.
Appreciate it, and we got to spread that ethos that you're talking about, man. That it's not so much about the price, but the freedom that the cryptos and blockchain will bring to us. So I appreciate your support, man. Thanks for calling in.
Absolutely. Have a great night, everybody.
Yep. Take care. All right, last caller of the night. I hope it's a good one. It's your boy Crypto Blood.
It's always a good one with me. It's always a good one. It's Steve from Buffalo again.
Back again. We got two callers tonight calling back in. I love it. What's going on, Steve?
Well, see, that other caller, Don. That's my man. He's the one that got me into crypto from West Virginia. Yes, and he's not really from West Virginia, my man. He was born and raised across the lake in Buffalo. But he happened to move to West Virginia.
Yeah,
so he claims a place where he's not from.
Right, he should have been repping. Right, what is going on, Don? Come on, man.
When you're talking about like the SEC, we heard Binance come out this week and saying like they're going like decentralized. And like that's a big step for a exchange, because as a exchange, you hear the SEC talking about hammering them because they're selling securities or whatever.
Right.
So, from your perspective, like where are we heading? Like, because some people have to play nice, like with the regulators, short term. I don't think they have to long term. But like I don't really know like how this plays out, right? So I watched one video this week saying basically that Binance is trying to get away from all this crap from like the regulators because like they're not sure and like they don't want to be hit hard later on. So like how do you see this playing out? Like because it's very easy to say, oh, like we're all going like decentralized, but like I'm not sure. Like what the steps are, like where like we're gonna wind up, like where all this is kind of going.
Yeah, I thought about this, man, because and I was praising Binance for doing that move, going decentralized, right? But then I thought about, I'm like, well, that doesn't mean that a decentralized exchange can't still do KYC and AML.
Well, they also said that they're not just being decentralized, like they're going to be centralized and decentralized. So like I don't understand even like what that means. It's like you're half in, half out. So like you're playing by the rules, the current rules, like but you're not. So like I'm very confused as to like I'm not a programmer, right? So like I'm not like in the space like that. So I don't really see the full picture. I kind of understand it, but it's kind of like a cat and mouse game where the mouse has the upper hand clearly, but I don't know where all this is going because like they want to comply,
Yeah, on paper they're going to definitely
full anarchy out there, right?
Yeah, on paper they're going to
kind of heading towards anarchy.
They're going to comply with regulation just to be a legitimate business. That's number one. They're going to have to do that, right? But
they're trying to get away from it still, and like they're going to keep trying to. That's where we're going. It's decentralized. It's not about that control. And yes, like they're not going to like fight like tooth and nail publicly, at least. Like they're not going to, tell them to piss off and all that. But that's what the decentralized nature is. So like it's hard for me to see how all this plays out.
So the decentralized,
going.
Yeah, from what I'm understanding, the decentralized nature of the Binance new system that they're building is more so from a security strategic standpoint, meaning now there won't be this like big honeypot where from in your centralized structure, the hackers can go and just steal the liquidity pool.
Right, but they kind of rush this like decision out. I feel like the SEC is all of a sudden starting to hammer people in like the language is kind of unsure. And like to the last caller who's talking about the institutional money, like there's no way that the big money is coming in from an institutional standpoint, not the individual, if they don't know the rules of the game.
Absolutely.
And they don't know the rules of the game.
Yep.
And the people in charge of the rules of the game, they don't know the rules of the game. So like you can't expect, I know Goldman Sachs obviously they bought in like in a roundabout way, but like these hedge funds and all that, like you can't expect them to throw $1 billion in the game when they don't even know the rules of the game. It's like playing chess. But
they're definitely not gonna make a move because it costs so much to make moves. As a lot of legal costs. A lot
of them like report.
Yeah, it's a lot of legal.
A lot of them report
tape.
Every quarter too.
Yeah, it's a lot of legal. That's where in finance, a majority of your budget comes from regulation and being compliant. Their compliance offices are a huge part of their overhead. So they're not going to make that move, like you said, until there's a clear understanding of where they can play and where they can't, and all that.
Right, but on the
stuff.
Same token, a lot of these, like these companies, like they keep money offshore because they're not willing to play by the rules, anyways. But they are because they're a lot of based in America. But from the American government perspective, like if they push too hard, well, you have Russia and you have the shithole of Venezuela, who obviously want to do away with the petrodollar. So they're trying to get away from sanctions and all that. So you're going to have this push from not really just the third world, but from enemies of America who don't want to play this American game. So you're kind of in this weird spot where it's kind of like if they push too hard, that they're going to scare off the future. And if they're too lax, they're going to get ran over. So I just can't picture where all this is going. And I'm sure they don't know either. I'm sure no one knows, obviously. But
yeah, no one really knows. But if a lot of these guys, especially the governmental agencies, all these agencies and stuff, they, from a strategic standpoint, they know how to play game theory and move in a way where they're trying to position themselves. But at the end of the day,
that's why it's called the smart money.
Yeah, at the end of the day, though, I don't think it's almost impossible to ring fence cryptos. Right. If that makes sense. You can ring fence it at the point of central exchanges and possibly decentralized exchanges, because they can still, like I was saying, I was going through this in my head, well, I guess Binance still could require KYC for any participants on the decentralized exchange. Just because it's decentralized doesn't...
I said, Binance, so they're doing both. They're doing both. They're still going to be centralized, but they're going to have a decentralized exchange too. So
it has to be a transition. Yeah, okay. So it has to be a transition because centralized has the liquidity. That's where you're able to get the best prices. Yeah. It's fast. Your user experience is going to be the best. Right. So it's going to take time for the DEX to actually be on par with the centralized exchange, in my opinion. So I think it's like a phase out, phase in type of thing they're doing. in my
yeah,
opinion.
it just seems like pretty much straight chaos until whenever it's figured out and like there's enough like decentralization, to have like a solid foot in the game. 'Cause right now it's just chaos. It's going to be chaos, like pure chaos going forward. And like you said, like the central banks are not going to give up. And like, why would they? They rule the planet, but they're not going to give up. So
yeah, good points.
It's very
man.
hard to figure out like where we're going here. I mean, look, I know like where we're going, but like that's
how it all plays out.
2 to 5 years, like it's going to be chaos, like pure chaos.
Especially
like,
if there are
if
any
companies
black
gonna run
swans.
the government or black swan what?
Black swan events will definitely really accelerate the chaos.
Oh, totally. I mean, that's a given. That's going to happen. It's just when. But these companies, like, it's like should I fight the government or should I run? Like, I don't think they know what to do. I don't think the government knows what to do. I don't think we know what to do. And the only thing you can do is just keep buying.
Right.
On the laws,
Right.
That's what you do.
Yeah, man. I agree with you. It's going to be interesting. We're in interesting times right now, man. Definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely in the transition.
Yep.
Into something.
Absolutely.
It's like a caterpillar, starting to be a butterfly.
Right. All right, man. I appreciate the call. Definitely call in again next week. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for joining in. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next week. Off the chain with Crypto Blood. I'm out. Holla.